they're racing. Canada, one of the fastest to begin, bounced a length in front over Russell of Eagles, cutting the favourite, driving through it on the inside. For Miss Tiffany, behind those next was Runs on Dreams, who's sneaking up along the inside. Harpy tracks it along 2 and a further length and a half back. 2 next in the middle of runners came Night Frolic, and 2 further back Spirit of America. Trapped out very wide was Miss Tiffany. Asia in the middle, followed by Margot Bell. 2 lengths back Made of Stone, followed by Gentle Genius, and Charbon back at the rear. Up they go towards the 600 and cutting clears out. Race 2 lengths in front. Night Frolic there second. Runs on Dreams third, followed by Russell of Eagles fourth. A length Harpy on the outside of Spirit America. A half length back to Canada, followed by Margot Bell. A length to Asia, followed by Made of Stone, Gentle Genius, Miss Tiffany, and last of all was Charbon. Around the home turn, 250 metres out, and the fave cutting in front. Leads a length, Runs on Dreams to second. Night Frolic challenging, followed by Spirit of America and Harpy right down the outside, but being run off the track by Spirit of America. It's cutting a length and a half in front. Night Frolic second. Runs on Dreams the inside from Harpy, but cutting is in front, holding Night Frolic, and cutting wins the first. Cutting by a half length. Night Frolic second. Runs on Dreams third from the luckless Harpy, followed by Spirit of America and Margot Bell. Next was Asia, followed by Canada, Gentle Genius. Behind those Russell of Eagles, followed by Made of Stone, Charbon. Last of all was Miss Tiffany. 1 cutting, $3, 1.60. 3 Night Frolic, $1.80. 2 Runs on Dream third, and the dividend there, $3.50. Cutting taken to the front soon after the start, and has held the fast finish of Night Frolic. The luckless runner was Harpy, because Spirit of America was carrying it right off the track, and it's just finished behind the place getters. But cutting number 1, a real drifter here on track, but successful. Dean Greville aboard this 2-year-old bay filly, Snippets, Tucked and Lass, owned by D. Ballard, who bred the horse, trained by Guy Walter at Warwick Farm and ridden by Dean Greville. Second has gone to 3 Night Frolic, Dan Beasley for trainer Rod Quinton, a 2-year-old bay filly, Dan Zero Midnight Renegade. And third to 2 Runs on Dreams, Mitch Newman for trainer Ron Quinton, a 2-year-old bay filly, Last Tycoon, Gypsy Ann.
1 cutting Super Tab, $3.30, 1.70. 3 Night Frolic, $1.50, and 2 Runs on Dreams, $3.10.
89, 110.89. It's a new class record, having not been run under these conditions. The course record of 18.6 held by Boasting. One.
Gate, and one of the first out, Booster Who's with Gilligan starting to travel forward as they come up to the first fence. Newton on the outside is going quickly also. Here's the second one coming up, and going through Flash now with Newton from Gilligan, Booster Hooves, Corker's Boy, and then leading Bounty, Seabiscuit, and further back in the race then Good as Glimmer, Paxtino and Big Zap. Coming down towards the third, and the leader Flash got over it in front, about 2 lengths to Newton, who jumped out a little wide, about 3 further back Gilligan. They're followed by Booster Hooves, just behind them Corker's Boy, then leading Bounty, a length and a half then to Good as Glimmer, further back Paxtino, Seabiscuit, and last of all in the race is Big Zap. Coming down the straight, the 2 fences on the outside rail here, and Flash just skimmed across the top of it, but got away with it at the first of 2 down the straight. Here's the one at the 300 near the outside fence, and Flash comes to it. Measured it okay, about 4 or 5 in front of Newton and Gilligan on the inside. A length and a half further back is Good as Glimmer, followed further back by Corker's Boy. Out a little wider as Booster Hooves from leading Bounty, Paxtino, Big Zap and Seabiscuit back second to last. They cut back towards the winning post now with a lap to go, and Flash is striding out with a goodly break here. Flash going down towards the judge with a lap to run, led by 4.5 lengths to Newton. A length further back as Good as Glimmer. 1 further back Gilligan running fourth, 3/4 the outside Booster Hooves. A length and a half to Paxtino. Corker's Boy has drifted back. Leading Bounty is out a little wide, a length and a half Seabiscuit, and last of all is Big Zap. Rain starting to tumble down here at Flemington as they go out towards the 2000 crossing. They'll head to the fences, which are situated out on the outside rail at the riverside, and the leader here is Flash by 2.5. Good as Glimmer travelling forward up second. Starting to get a little closer now to Flash, and Good as Glimmer's going up to have a crack at him. And here they come to this fence where Flash out-jumped him. Flash landed a neck in front of Good as Glimmer, 3 to Gilligan, a half to Newton, 3 further back, leading Bounty, followed by Booster Hooves. Corker's Boy the inside from Paxtino back in the middle as they measure that next fence. Further back than Paxtino, followed by Seabiscuit, and back at the tail is Big Zap. Going up towards the next one out at the 1600 metre mark, and Flash jumped it well. A length and a half in front of Good as Glimmer. Right behind them is Gilligan third, Newton fourth. They're followed further back by leading Bounty a little deep as they bunch up. A couple of lengths further back, Corker's Boy, Seabiscuit. They're followed back on the inside by Big Zap, and last of all is Booster Hooves. But look at them pack as they head towards the back now at the 1300 metre mark. And it's Flash off the fence just in front. They'll go out towards the 3. The Abattoirs 3 fences out here, and the leader is Flash, about a length to leading Bounty and ahead to Gilligan. As they go over the one at Chiquita Lodge, a length then to Good as Glimmer fourth. 2 lengths further back, Seabiscuit, followed by Corker's Boy as they go to the next fence. The jumping's been okay from Newton, who lost a bit of ground. Further back in the race then came Seabiscuit, Paxtino, and 2 to Big Zap last of all. Back from nearly where they started at the 1000 metre mark. Flash being tackled by leading Bounty now on the outside. 2 lengths to Gilligan inside Corker's Boy. Good as Glimmer lost ground back to 5th, and they're followed further back by Booster Hooves. Over the next fence they go at the 800 metre mark, and it's Flash and leading Bounty. A length in front of Gilligan, right there behind them. 2 lengths to Corker's Boy, who didn't jump it well. He lost ground. And a couple of lengths further back in the race then came Good as Glimmer, then Booster Hooves. It's Flash on the inside and leading Bounty. 3 fences to go at the 650 metre mark. Over it they go, a length in front of Gilligan. He'll cut the corner back on the inside. He's coming home well. And 2 lengths further back, Corker's Boy battling on fairly. 2 fences out now at the 450 metre mark. Leading Bounty, Flash. Gilligan got up on the inside of the pair. A length and a half to Corker's Boy. Second last fence coming up. Flash leading Bounty a length in front of Gilligan. Corker's Boy went down. 1 fence to go. Leading Bounty, Flash from Gilligan. Here's the last coming up. They go over it. Flash won't give in. Leading Bounty comes at him. 2 lengths to Gilligan, who's only battling. Leading Bounty and Flash. The jumping's over. Leading Bounty got a neck in front. Flash won't give up. Leading Bounty's drawn a length in front. Oh, he's making a fist of the fence racing now. This fellow leading Bounty has drawn a length in front. Flash is coming back. 2 lengths to Gilligan. And with a late runner's Booster Hooves leading Bounty in front. And leading Bounty. A neck to Flash, a length into Booster Hooves, who made a ton of ground third. A gap then to Gilligan fourth, a long way back Big Zap. Then Seabiscuit, followed by Good as Glimmer. Just coming in Paxtino. And Newton is the last one in. Corker's Boy going down at the second last.
3 leading Bounty, 420, 170. Number 7 Flash, 260. 13 number 5 Booster Hooves at $3.50.
3 leading Bounty, 410 and 160. Number 7 Flash to return at $2.20 and 5 for third Booster Hooves at $3.70. National Racing Service. As we go to the update for Brisbane race number 1.
Has a good line. The San Miguel barriers. They're away and racing, and Hayden, one of the fastest to begin from Sale of Century on the outside. A length and a half to Daneful, settling back to third, although it moves up to be second, getting up on the inside of Sale of Century. And the long popped Gillespie dropped back to the tail of the field. They've gone 200 metres, and Hayden taken to the front by Dan Beasley, raced about 2 lengths clear over Daneful second, a length and a half third Gillespie. And last of all is Sale of Century. Rod Quinn eases the horse right back to the tail of the field. It's a hacking speed as they go down towards the 900, and Hayden lobbing along, leads a length at a quarter. Daneful on its hammer second, a half length third. Gillespie on the inside, and 1 off the rails. Last of all is the favourite Sale of Century. Up towards the 700, and Hayden held together, leads by a length over second Daneful, who won't go away. About 3/4 of a length away third was Gillespie on the inside. Now Sale of Century is Pop the Question, moving around them stylishly, although will be pratted 3 deep as they move towards the home turn, because Daneful makes a move in the middle around the home turn. Hayden on the inside, joined by Daneful. Sale of Century 3 wide, 2 lengths to Gillespie into the straight inside the 250, and Hayden shaken up, leads by a half length. Sale of Century's under the whip second. Gillespie getting up along the inside, followed by Daneful, but they still haven't got Hayden. Hayden in front by a half. Sale of Century now putting its mind on the job. Hayden just in front of Sale of Century. I think Hayden a nose, but it's very tight. Hayden from Sale of Century, but it is close. Third Gillespie, and Daneful was back at the tail of the field.
Possibly for Hayden at $3.60. The other one, to Sale of Century, would pay $2.20 for the win. No place pool operating.
He was never ever going to get there. If it has, it's going to pay $2. Hayden was in front. Sail of Century lunging at it on the outside. Hayden just in front. Gets the head down on the post. And looking at the slow-mo, looks to have just won. But you can't dismiss Sail of Century because it's on the outside. Hayden was a hacking speed in front, and Dan Beasley was able to take full stock of it. Still no number. Hayden, a 2-year-old chestnut colt, Hammam, Shagosha, owned by CM and GC Lee, trained by Rod Craig. In fact, Sail of Century's got it. Well, blow me down. Sail of Century, number 2, the favourites arrived in time to win. My apologies. It looked like Hayden had just lasted, but Sail of Century has got it in the last bound. Number 2, Sail of Century, John Hawkes for the trainer, Rod Quinn the jockey, a 2-year-old bay gelding, prize trio. And well done to Ron and Rod Dufficy. Has won in a photo by a nose. 4, Hayden, Dan Beasley second. 6, Gillespie, Kevin Moses third. 4th to number 1, Daneful. From this camera angle, and even looking at the view we get from the broadcast box, and the 2 TV shots we've seen, you would have gone for Hayden, but the number's gone the other way. So 2, 4, 6, Quinella.
7, 1, 3, Mowbray. 7, Honey of Mine. 1, Bonamize, and 3, McColt.
24.77. 124.77. The course record held by Falante, 121.06. The class record is now standing to Sail of Century because it hasn't been run under these conditions previously. That
59, Barrier 2. Malachite 3.
Tripod.
Stalls back there racing. Dandy Kid has begun well. Nautica missed it about 2 or 3 lengths, and Malachite began fast. Nighthawk is behind those. Crixia quickly charging forward up towards the lead. Just behind them, Soraya. Further back is Inner Secrets, followed in behind the field now by at the head of the others then Soviet Draw. Manahai missed, Tilt the Scales coming across from the outside. About midfield just behind them, and the black cap now is Count Grove. Crixia just off the fence, led 3/4 Dandy Kid. Further out is Nighthawk trying to push up in the middle. Further back in the race then Grand Malachite got a little tight. Soraya travelling forward now. Count Grove behind those from Inner Secrets. Manahai missed further out with Tilt the Scales, and then Repar Nautica. Well back Soviet Draw, followed by the outside Joffa Gem. Grand Parade back at the tail. Dandy Kid under some pressure. Crixia in front, but Count Grove coming at it very quickly. Count Grove moved to Crixia, then Dandy Kid. Further back in the race, Tilt the Scales down the centre. Count Grove has got up to Crixia, 200 to go. Count Grove took the lead. Drew a length in front now from Crixia. Then Tilt the Scales from Dandy Kid, and further back then Soviet Draw. Count Grove in front, Tilt the Scales after it, followed by Dandy Kid, but Count Grove finds enough, comes away. Count Grove a length and 3/4 in the run home to Tilt the Scales. 2 away third, Dandy Kid or Soviet Draw, a gap Crixia. Then Nautica, further back Nighthawk, followed by Grand Parade. Joffa Gem never came into it from Repar, Inner Secrets. Well back was Malachite. Soraya dropped right out, and further back last of all is Manahai Miss.
14, Count Grove, Luke Nolan, 560, 270. Number 2, Tilt the Scales, 330. For third, 1, Dandy Kid, 170. Or 6, Soviet Draw at $7.40.
14, Count Grove, 450, 220. 2, Tilt the Scales, 290. Those for third, 1, Dandy Kid, $1.80. Or number 6, Soviet Draw, $8.90.
116.9. That's hard going. Crixia led, but Count Grove got to it quickly, and it's got on to win from number 2, which has come home very well from the wide gate, Tilt the Scales, so that's been excellent. And 6, Soviet Draw has grabbed third right on the line just ahead of Dandy Kid, who was under a bit of pressure, Dandy Kid, at about the 400-metre mark. So
and we have correct weight at the Gold Coast race 2 on the numbers 2, 1 and 6.
The favourite Progress. Progress gets a half length in front. Second, Transfer. This pratted Clandent wide. It's third, followed by Flipnor, Spenwood. A half to Stormy Day, and 2 lengths last of all was Hemingway. They've gone 300 metres, and Progress on the inside is joined again by Clandent, and Transfer moves up to almost make a line of 3. 2 to Stormy Day, followed next by Spenwood. A half length to Flipnor wide, and 2.5 last of all was still Hemingway. Up towards the 600, and finally Brian Carter Carter gets progress to the lead. Only just leads a half length over Transfer second. Third, Clandent starting to yield a bit of ground as Stormy Day works up nicely on the inside. Flipnell's out 4 deep, followed by Splenwood in the middle, a length last of all, but making up some ground was Hemingway. Into the straight, away goes Progress. Opens the field up, race 2 in front of Stormy Day, second, third, Transfer. Hemingway is working home okay, but inside the 150, it's Progress nicely clear from Stormy Day and Hemingway. Transfer the outside, but a big win to Progress, coasting down to the post, and Progress goes on to win well. Progress by 2, Stormy Day second, third, Photo. On the outside, Transfer, on the inside, Hemingway, followed behind those by Splenwood and Flipnell, and a long last after being wide throughout was Clandent. Number
1 Progress there on the Super Tab to return 2 even and 140. Number 6 Stormy Day, a place dividend of $3.90, and it will stand by for third. There'll be no third dividend.
And after that photo in the previous, no confidence in trying to pick the third placing. Progress first. 3-year-old Bay Gelding, Canny Lad, Ping Tata, bred by the Woodlands, owned by the Woodland Stud Syndicate, trained by John Hawkes and ridden by Brian Carter, and giving John Hawkes a winning double. The second event taken out by Sale of Century for Rod Quinn, and the third Progress for Brian Carter, and they have been the Hawkes doubles. Second has gone to number 6, Stormy Day, Matt Carl for trainer John Morrissey, a 3-year-old Chestnut Gelding, Zeta Tave, Cloudy Day, and after the photo 5 is third, Hemingway. Rod Quinn for trainer Clary Connors, a 3-year-old Bay Gelding, Success Express, Bridget's daughter. So 1, 6 and 5. Fourth has gone to number 3, Transfer, and fifth has gone to number 8, Flipnell. The time of 109.71, 109.71. The class record held by Botany View at 19.10. And the sectional statistics in just a moment from now. So 170 on the win tote, the Quinella Exacta and Trifecta News. 1340 Quinella, 1580 Exacta, 4710 the Trifecta, 165 Official. We'll confirm details shortly. Race 3, Warwick Farm.
Okay, Gold Coast, we're down to number 8, Poets in the update.
And they're off and running. Over on the inside, Noble Colony beat them out clearly here from Mr. Lightfoot, the rider taking hold. Regal Royal is up, showing a bit of speed, and further out on the track here, Sir Richie, with Preludes, and wider out Like a Trojan, and further out on the track down the straight the first time, Swan to Secrecy. They've gone over the first, here's the second, and it's Noble Colony being joined on the outside by Like a Trojan. Sir Richie went down. Sir Richie is down to the second flight, and Like a Trojan, Noble Colony lead out a length and a half to 2 in front of Swan to Secrecy. Coming to the third, a couple of lengths further back is Vermont. They're followed by Preludes, Mr. Lightfoot, as they go to the third. Gap in the race, Regal Royal, followed by Our Poetic Star last of all. Coming down towards the fourth flight here, a Noble Colony up on the inside of Like a Trojan. They hop over it together, getting out about 4 or 5 lengths in front of Swan to Secrecy, who's third, and Vermont, the stablemate, goes up on the outside fourth. 3 lengths to Preludes and Regal Royal, 2 to Mr. Lightfoot, and last of all is Our Poetic Star. Over the one by the winning post here, little between these two with a lap to go, Like a Trojan and Noble Colony the fence. They go out of the straight about 4 lengths in front. Vermont has gone up on the outside of Swan to Secrecy, about a half length between third and fourth. 4 lengths further back, Preludes on the inside of Regal Royal. 2 further back in the race, Mr. Lightfoot, and 5 lengths Our Poetic Star. Up to the riverside they go at the 2,000 metre mark, Like a Trojan. On the outside, a neck in front of Noble Colony the rail. They're 4 or 5 in front of Vermont, a neck further back the inside, Swan to Secrecy. 3 lengths further back in the race, then Preludes. Outside at Regal Royal, they're starting to run along a little. 2 lengths further back, Mr. Lightfoot, and 4 last of all, Our Poetic Star. At the 1,800 metre mark, coming up to the next flight, Like a Trojan on the outside, off the fence, 3/4 in front of Noble Colony. 2 lengths further back, Vermont's quickly gone up third, a couple of lengths Swan to Secrecy. It's running fourth, a length and a half to 2 further back, Preludes. Moving up Regal Royal outside it as they bunch a little. On the inside, Mr. Lightfoot, and 4 lengths Our Poetic Star. Over the one at the 1,450 metre mark, and jumping it well here, Like a Trojan, got a clear length and a half in front. And Vermont has now gone up second, a half length further back then is Noble Colony third. 3 lengths further back, Sworn to Secrecy about 6 lengths off them, followed by Mr. Lightfoot as they go to the next one. Then Preludes, Regal Royal got back a little, and 2 last of all, Our Poetic Star at Chiquita Lodge, and Like a Trojan on the inside, 3/4 in front of Vermont. 3 lengths further back, Sworn to Secrecy, 2 to Noble Colony, who didn't jump at that well, a length and a half, Mr. Lightfoot. Then Regal Royal and Our Poetic Star back last. Preludes back with about 3 behind it. 900 to go. Like a Trojan running a bowl race, a half in front of Vermont as they go to the next one. 3 then to Sworn to Secrecy, called on now, and he's closing rapidly. 8 lengths further back in the race, Preludes got to 4th. 2 further back, Mr. Lightfoot. Noble Colony going backwards. Regal Royal doing nothing, and back there with it, Our Poetic Star. Like a Trojan, a neck in front of Vermont, a length and a half further back, Sworn to Secrecy as they come to the turn, 600 out. 8 lengths to Preludes, Mr. Lightfoot. Looks a race in the top 3 here. Like a Trojan under pressure, Vermont's going as well as him. A length and a half, Sworn to Secrecy coming from the back of Vermont. 2 flights to go, 450 out. Vermont gets its head in front of Like a Trojan. 2 to Sworn to Secrecy. Over to second last. Vermont zipped over it. 2 in front. Sworn to Secrecy after him from Like a Trojan and Preludes. 1 flight to go, and Vermont over on the inside comes to it. Jumped it well. 2 lengths in front of the stablemate Sworn to Secrecy. And Vermont's revelling in this ground. He's holding Sworn to Secrecy. Bit of a switcheroo in the betting market here today, but Vermont, he's holding Sworn to Secrecy at bay. Preludes getting to 3rd, and Vermont wins at a length 3/4, Sworn to Secrecy. 5 away, 3rd Preludes, then further back Like a Trojan, further back Mr. Lightfoot, followed by Regal Royal, never came into it. Our Poetic Star just coming in and tailed off, racing well below his best, Noble Colony.
For Vermont, $4.20, $1.50, 7 Sworn to Secrecy, $1.40, 6 Preludes at $2.40. The Quinella, $5.10, Exact at $12.40. The Trifecta to come, race number 3 from Flemington.
For Vermont to pay $3.80 and $1.50, number 7, Sworn to Secrecy, a place dividend of $1.50, and 6 for 3rd Preludes, a place dividend of $2.30. Now we're off to Brisbane next for race number 4, and we also have...
The gates are back and they're racing. Red Ivory seemed to come up in the air at the start. She's missed the kick by about a length, and Zaquita was away quickly, but Nothing Flat's coming across. Nothing Flat from wide out. Sherwood on the fence, Bold defence, and Sativa wide out going forward. Nothing Flat's going to lead Sativa. On the fence, Sherwood from Zaquita. Bold defence wide. Party Bells 4 out on the first bend. They were followed behind those by Making Face, Search for a Star, Red Ivory, Dust Tessa, Subway, and Mystical Dream last of all. Newman gave Nothing Flat her head, and she strode clear at the 1600 metre mark, and she wanted to go a lot keener too. Led by 2 lengths on Bold defence wide, moving up to be second. Sherwood 3rd, Sativa 4th, and fighting the rider. 1 away, Zaquita, well positioned outside of Making Fay. Party Bell still 3 wide from Making Ground, Search for a Star. 3/4 back the inside, Red Ivory, Dust Tessa, Subway, and Mystical Dream went out to the back. 10 lengths covers the field. They're racing to the 1200 metres point, and the leader is Nothing Flat. 2 lengths on Bold defence, now a clear second. Sativa on the outside of Sherwood, and 2 away, Zaquita around Making Fay. Party Bell, no luck the run, worse than centre field, and she's out 3 wide. Search for a Star inside of her, 1 away, Red Ivory. Then Dust Tester, Mystical Dream, and still last of all is Subway. They've left the 900 metre mark behind them. Nothing Flat trying to do it all the way. Rolling clear by over a length on Bold defence. 2 lengths Sativa, Sherwood the fence. 1 away, Zaquita. Making Fay is bailed up on the inside from Party Bell. 1 back is Search for a Star, then Mystical Dream. Red Ivory on the fence. 2 lengths Dust Tessa, and Subway still last as they approach the 600 metre peg. Nothing Flat in charge, has been there every step of the way, led by a long neck on Bold defence. Sativa 3 out, Zaquita 4 wide, and Party Bell's out 5 deep. Sherwood back on the inside looking for a run from Making Fay, who ran into a dead end. Then Search for a Star and Red Ivory as they straighten up, and Bold defence had raced to the front from Nothing Flat. Party Bell coming the outside from Zaquita. Then Sherwood and Red Ivory about to burst up near the inside. Bold defence in front. Red Ivory's getting an inside run from Zaquita. Bold defence in front. Red Ivory starting to nail at the fence. Bold defence and Red Ivory. Red Ivory took the inside run, grabbed the lead and won it. Red Ivory's beaten Bold defence. 3rd prize Zaquita. They were followed by Sherwood. Then came Nothing Flat. Making Fay and Dust Tessa. Well back, Search for a Star. Party Bell. Well back in the field, Subway, Sativa and Mystical Dream. Nice ride by Dean Greville on Red Ivory, getting right up on the inside of Bold defence. And the judge goes for the photo after the running of the 4th race, with Bold defence in front. Red Ivory getting the inside run. Bold defence fighting on resolutely. Red Ivory bursting up on the inside, taking the lead. Bold defence having another lunge near the post. but the inside Red Ivory will just win and has done so to give Dean Greville a winning double. He won the first race for Guy Walter on cutting, and that was a very good ride too. Apprentices in staying races usually can be a little out of their depth, but not Dean on that occasion. He rode that mare an absolute treat. The other horse bowled a fence after being headed, and it looked like she was going to be beaten about a head. She kicked right on the line, and she's failed by a nose, finishing in second position, ridden by Dan Beasley. And third prize going to number 4, and that is Sequita, given every chance by Justin Sheehan. So it's...
They're racing. Secret Haze has bounced away nicely here. Alice Hope was getting back after the start, a clear last. Quixel away quickly with Split the Wind showing speed, and from the outside Crown Council is heading up towards the front when they settle down, holding its position Secret Haze. Settling now, and Crown Council took it up, led by 2 lengths, going up on the inside Secret Haze, Split the Wind back in the middle, easing back as Quixel in the early fray, and going around the outside there's another one racing wide towards the front. It's Hit the Roof. Crown Council led a half length, Hit the Roof, a length and a half Split the Wind. Secret Haze fourth the fence, 2 further back Quixel, a length into Mozart's Mate, and further back in the race end coming down the side. At the head of the others behind those would have been After You. They're followed by Al Hef. Well back in the race there was Mind My Upstart. Castro's got a long way back with Party Boy, and 4 lengths to Alice Hope at the 650 metre mark, and it's Crown Council a length in front. From on the outside Hit the Roof, and behind those Secret Haze third. Split the Wind has gone up out 3 deep, a length and a half Quixel. They're followed by After You, and a gap in the race to Mozart's Mate, 400 to go. Crown Council a length in front from Hit the Roof. Secret Haze with not much room from Quixel. Then Split the Wind down the outside at the 250 metre mark. It's Crown Council from Hit the Roof. Secret Haze is locked away badly with nowhere to get out, and Quixel further out on the track. Hit the Roof has got up to Crown Council. Now Secret Haze into the clear, but gives them 2 length start. Hit the Roof in front now from Crown Council and Secret Haze. Hit the Roof just the leader. Hit the Roof. A half neck on the line to Crown Council, a length third Secret Haze. Not much luck in the straight. Then further back After You, Party Boy. Further back then Castro. Quixel dropped off, followed further back by Split the Wind. A long gap to Mozart's Mate, followed by the last couple coming in, and they would have been Alice Hope. Or these other 2 tailed off are Al Hef, and last of all tailed off is Mind My Upstart.
6 Hit the Roof, 6.20, 180. 9 Crown Council, 11.90. 3 Secret Haze at $1.50.
6 Hit the Roof to return 6.50 to 10. Number 9, that was Crown Council, to return $11.60, and 3 Secret Haze, place dividend of $1.40. Now, whilst they ran there at Flemington, they also ran at the Greyhounds. Here's the replay with Kel.
Ready, race.
They're off and running this time, and Punt was one of the fastest to begin with the Grey and Gold, who moves up and assumes control. They've gone 150 metres. Grey and Gold raced a length and a half in front. Triple Crown works up second. A length third was Bonfires on the inside. This drops Punt back to fourth, and 2.5 to the favourite Entertainer, who's third last from Chin Hoi. A length and a half last of all was Stark Covered. Strung it over a bit of territory as they move down towards the 1200, and Grey and Gold, Mark de Montfort running them along. Leads by 2 lengths over Triple Crown second. A length and a half third is Bonfires, and 2 further back to Punt. Racing a little ungenerously now as Entertainer wants to reef and pull as the tempo slackened off. Chin Hoi on the outside of it, and 2.5 lengths last of all was Stark Covered. They move down the side of the track, about 850 left to go, and Grey and Gold striding along. Leads a length and a quarter over Triple Crown second. They're 2.5 lengths in front over Bonfires third, and a further 2.5 to Punt, who's just shading Entertainer, who settles just a little bit better. 2 to Chin Hoi next to last, being passed on the outside by Stark Covered. Up towards the 600, still Grey and Gold in front, has been there from the outset. Leads towards the home turn by 3/4 of a length over Triple Crown second. A length and a half third is Bonfires hooking around them 3 wide, followed by Punt. Now the jockey of Entertainer, I refer to Brian Carter, is niggling at the favourite. On the outside, Stark Covered into the straight. Grey and Gold, they still haven't got it. Bonfires on the outside, Entertainer running up along the rails, followed by Triple Crown, but it's still Grey and Gold. Grey and Gold by 2 lengths. Now Chin Hoi's running home okay. Grey and Gold in front. Chin Hoi down the outside.